The new Black Wall Street. Do it right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. Yeah. It's on the new Black Wall Street. It's your host.
Hey, Grand Rising to you, billionaires. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the new Black Wall Street as we bring to you the Money and Power Show. As we talk about money and politics, these two areas that can have a huge impact in our life, in our children's life, in our community. If we begin to discuss and also get involved in these two areas, money, economics, and power, politics, which would be cash flow and cash rules. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, ERGJ Black Bazaar, and international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club. The book that I wrote, guys, is a study of Black wealth. The book that I wrote is a study of the 12 richest Black people in the world today and how they built their wealth. And I just truly believe that if you want to be wealthy, that's a big if. But if it's something that you desire to do, I recommend that you begin your journey by studying wealthy people. You can find your copy by simply going to the website www.theblackbillionairesclub.com, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com. The book is available in French and also in English for our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, and you can pick up your copy today. You'll find that link in the description above or below of this broadcast. Today's episode has been brought to you by ERGJ Black Bazaar, the Afrocentric marketplace which specializes in Afrocentric home decor, personal care products, and also Black art inspired gifts. We do still have your personal protective equipment as well, as far as your mask and things like that. We are starting to share with you guys some of the stuff that really makes our store unique, which would be some of the home decor and things like that. So go ahead and check us out, guys. We do have your bathroom decor, home decor. We do have your personal care products. So here's the deal, guys. We're building out an alternative to some of these stores that we know we shouldn't be shopping at no more, as much as possible. And so the more that you shop Black, the more that we can build. Let me just say that again. The more that you shop Black, the more that we can build. It's an economic choice, and we just simply have to choose us over our alternatives as much as we can until we can build out even more alternatives as much as we can, and then we can actually have a fully functioning community like we've had in the past. So go ahead and check us out by simply going to the website www.theblackbazaar.com, www.theblackbazaar.com. Here at ERGJ Black Bazaar, the Afrocentric marketplace, we want you guys to remember this, that once you shop Black, you never go back. That's right, man. Once you shop Black, you never go back. www.theblackbazaar.com, www.theblackbazaar.com. And what I'm really, really proud about, Coach, in case you guys don't know, that is my second business. Got it. All right. We'll try it again. We're on the road again. All right. Looks like I'm back. I had a little snafu, a little all snap. Anyway, what I'm really, really proud about, guys, is not that just we're building out a retail store, e-commerce store, and we actually may take that thing. There's a couple of things I want to do. I was looking at a building yesterday, and I was like, I don't think I really, I still don't have it. I still don't have it in me to actually like build out a physical location like most people, I think will probably, it's interesting. People want you to build out a location. These are the same people who will never go shop with you. Don't listen to them, right? But what I am going to do, or what I really want to do, and what I am going to do is actually I want to build out a fully functional mobile convenience store where we're not just depending on people coming to us, we can go to them. And that gives us the ability to be our own Uber to, assisted living locations. It allows us to be our own Uber to wherever it is that people are needing products. Because I think we're moving more to a society where a lot of people aren't going to be driving. As I look at the way of the world. Matter of fact, let's start having our conversation here today on this terrific Thursday as it relates to things that we are seeing evolve. Because, I continue to try to push the envelope forward as it relates to us looking at the evolution of the world and us being a part of that evolution. Well, we are a part of it, but us being in a position where we can capitalize off of what's changing in the world. And we have to decide to move forward. And so, I don't know, whatever particular area that you're in, in the comments below, name something that you see is changing. You're saying this is not the way that it used to be. It's not the same, and you've had to adapt yourself to, like, even though you might not have wanted to change, even though you might have liked the way that things used to be, you've had to adapt yourself into the way that society is today and to the way that society is going in whatever particular area. Nothing remains the same. It all evolves and changes. Let's find out who's here with us here today. Grand rising to you, Queen. Jennifer's in the house. Good morning to you. Oh, we got a Miss Jones. Me and Mrs. Jones. Mrs. Jones. We got an author, Tiasa Jones sighting. Oh, this must be our lucky day. Yeah. The Queen has joined us here this morning. Queen Vivian's in the house, man. Thanks so much for joining us. King Thomas Freeman out of Louisville, Kentucky. That's right, man. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Home of Muhammad Ali. Grand rising to you, King Eddie is in the house, man. That right. Thanks so much for joining us here today. That's right, man. I need to laugh. Thanks, King. Not a problem. Thanks so much for joining us. You need that laugh. We're gonna do some more laughing today. Laughing and learning. That's what we're gonna do. Queen Tequila Tucker's in the house, man, from Indiana. Thanks so much for joining us. Grand rising to you, Queen Shanrika. Good morning to you, Queen. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the New Black Wall Street Money and Power Show. Grand rising to you, Kevin Taylor out of Detroit. That's right, bad boys for life. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the Money and Power Show. Queen Glenda. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the Money and Power Show. Yeah, we're gonna laugh, and we're gonna learn today. We're gonna laugh and we're gonna learn here today. But let's start by talking about this evolution. So this concept of either you evolve or you become extinct, especially as it relates to business. That's kind of where, I say, man, you got to be willing to move forward, move with the times. Just because it always worked don't mean that it always will work. But if you have vision, insight, you have discernment, you make wisdom, the principal thing in your life. Then you'll be willing to change with the times, or you'll be willing to be the person that makes the times change. How about that? Yeah, you'll be the one that ushers in a new trend that everyone else is following. That brings what? Dollars into your storehouse. So as I was thinking about, that building I was looking at yesterday, and again, it brought me back to how good it would feel, I guess. How much of a boost it would be to my ego. I already got a big enough one. How much it would take my pride up to say that I own this building, although most of my customers are not local. So for me, I still have not been able to make it make sense. Although it seems like the next thing to do for most, traditional ways of moving forward. I'm not traditional, and I'm glad I'm not. I'm forward thinking, like, okay, well, how are we going to be doing business 5 years, 10 years from now? Because I don't want to be stuck in tradition when I need to be moving with evolution. So I was like, yeah. How many guys are going to have those moments? You're like, yeah, but. That's how it was. It was like, yeah, but. That's all that came on. Yeah, but. And that but was pretty strong. And so I'm like, I don't know about that. No, it ain't the time. I know people want to support. They want to see you. They think that that's the next thing that some business should do because maybe they want to shop there, or maybe they just want to see that a black man owns something like that. I guess, I don't know. I was like, yeah, but, and that but was pretty strong. So I'm not going to do that. No. I'm going to keep going towards the thing that I know that I want, which is I want a fleet of mobile stores that can go and serve people anywhere. That's what I want. And that's what I'm gonna keep going towards. And I don't know about you, man. What's your dream? What is it that you want to do, or what is it that you're building? But then as you think about what you're building, I want you to think about the industry that you are in. And where is the industry going? Right? Don't get stuck in tradition and go bankrupt because of it. Man, make get moving with evolution. That's my recommendation to you. Get moving with however it is that industry is evolving. You want to stay current with the times. Everybody put console, stay current. If at all possible, you want to be ahead of the time. But at least be current. How many of our businesses, if you think about it, in the Black community, how many of our businesses are so far behind in the times? They haven't evolved. They're still operating like it's 1999 or 1979. And you're like, y'all you ever walked into a business, and it may not even be a Black-owned business, it could be like government businesses or buildings. You walk in there and be like, y'all still doing that? I be thinking sometimes, I be like, wow, I be like y'all still printing all this paperwork, y'all still printing? Like we still doing that? Y'all still faxing? We still faxing? Who got who's doing? I'll be like, that's not how I'm doing business, and that ain't how I'm gonna do business with you either. Because you're not gonna get. Y'all still writing checks. Y'all still accepting checks. Y'all ain't gonna. No, that's not what. That's old. That's 1979. We're not doing that no more. I'm just saying, the world is moving forward. And you and your operations are still trying to stay where you are, you're going to get run over just by evolution itself. And people are going to be choosing not to do business with you because you have not evolved in the way in which you do business. Let me say that again for the people in the back. People are going to choose simply not to do business. And you could have a wonderful business, you could be the best person, kindness, and all that stuff, just because of the way in which you do business. People are like, I don't do that. And I guess I can't shop with you because I don't do that. And so people are just move casually forward to those that are evolving in their practices and the ways of doing business. And then you're going to be left with no customers. That's just how it is. I'm just letting you know. All right. Mobile stores, man. Interesting. Absolutely. I said curfews are here, man. What's something that you've seen that, in this world that has evolved over time? It's not like it used to be. It has evolved. Right, and you just simply had to bite the bullet. I remember my phone, the smartphone. I remember for a long time I didn't want to upgrade. I was cool with my little flip phone. I was cool, flip. Just because all I wanted to do was call on it. That's what my thinking was until I realized that it wasn't just a phone. Until I realized it was a little computer in my hand, and I said, well, I guess I need to upgrade too. And I got the smartphone, and I've been using it to do some smart things ever since. Right? Stock investing has changed, right? Let's talk about stock investing now. Now it's to the point of so much competition that they don't even charge commissions on at particular branches or particular brokerage firm. You don't have to charge. They don't charge a commission on your trades no more. So you can trade for free. You can. I even saw Robinhood. I think some of you guys on Robinhood. I saw that they're doing options contracts with no fee. Like, that's absolutely phenomenal for the consumer. You got to pay fees every time you go in and every time you go out, every time you sign a contract, every time you don't. That is, I don't know what they're doing to offset that loss of cash flow, but that's what's happening. They're probably using it to get more users and then using that leverage to get more advertisers. That's what I'd imagine. What else has changed in this fast-paced world, evolved over time that you've seen, that you're saying, man, this ain't what it used to be. This ain't how it used to be. This is different. Right? This is different. Fractional shares. Yeah. Now we can build up a portfolio. Now if we want Amazon, we don't have to go spend $2,500. If we ain't got it, if we got 50, that's what we go in with, and then we just keep building and keep building and keep building. So now you can really do you can really have your own personal share building program. You can build out over time. That you know what, Carlton? That in itself has really changed the game. It really has. You know what? It's so much so changed the game that we have changed the advice that we give now. Before I'd say, man, don't get it unless you can get the whole thing. I don't say that anymore because the game has changed. The advice has changed. Now I'm saying, man, if you got whatever you got, go get what you want. because you can afford to do it. There's no transactional fee. So if I put $4 in, I don't have to pay $4 to get it. So that's good. So that's free. And I can build up over time, right? Whatever position I want to build up. That is an absolute big game changer for those of us that's been investing for a while. We wish this would have happened a long time ago. We'd be really rich right now. Can you imagine, Carl? Think about it for a second. And for those that have been investing for a while, how much money have you spent just in transactional fees for acquiring positions? How much money has that been? I mean, my goodness. Right? He said, man, 2,500 stationary bikes, a $4,000 treadmill. That we got 25. Oh Lord, and fractional dividends, absolutely, right? A lot of money, man. Anyway, this is Money and Power Show. That's what we talk about, money and the power. We're going to dive into our power piece, which will be our political piece. Now, I mean, I was just reading this question. I was like, oh Lord, where are we going today? But this is from our brother, Dr. Claude Anderson, who wrote a book called A Black History Reader. And his book, it's a political book. It's a history book. And a lot of history has to do with politics, laws that have been passed, the Constitution, Supreme Court, all that good stuff. And because I don't have anybody just yet to talk to us from the political side of things, we're going to read his book. That's what we're going to do. It's like Black History Reader, 101 questions that you never thought to ask. And here today, the question is, great question. Does the United States Supreme Court have the constitutional power to overrule Congress in Black civil rights issues? Does the United States Supreme Court have the constitutional power or the political power to overrule Congress in Black civil rights issues? This is going to be a two-part because this is pretty long. And so I'll read the first part here today, and then we'll finish up seeing what Brother Claude Anderson has. I'll finish it tomorrow. Money and Power Show, man. Let's answer this question here. Let's read what Dr. Claude Anderson has for us today for our political piece or our power piece of the day. Let's read. The United States Supreme Court does not actually have the right to override actions by the United States Congress in civil rights matters or other provisions intended by Congress to protect vulnerable and impoverished Black ex-slaves. The United States Constitution defines the task of the United States Supreme Court as threefold. Number one, to decide appeals from trials held in lower courts. Number two, to get involved in the appointment of ambassadors. And finally, number three, to rule in cases in which a federal official failed to carry out his duties. Nowhere does the United States Constitution authorize the Supreme Court to overrule or second-guess Congress or to act as a third level of government. Congress passed laws regarding slavery, the former slaves, and race. However, the United States Supreme Court has been rendering decisions on race, mostly anti-Black, for centuries. The court invented its authority to overrule the United States Congress over 200 years ago. Surprisingly, there has not been any legal challenges to the court's assumed authority in race matters. The first time the court assumed authority to rule on acts of Congress was in the year 1803 in Marbury versus Madison. In this landmark case, the United States Supreme Court overruled a law passed by Congress and declared it unconstitutional. Since then, the court has bolstered its power by promoting itself as the supreme law of the land. In the democracy of the United States, the Supreme Court was allowed to become an unelected third branch of government, a body of life-tenured, biased individuals who made no pretense of neutrality in race or political matters. A few prominent personalities of that day did take issue with and question the court's right to assume overriding authority, but the effort eventually waned. The court and its authority came under scrutiny 54 years later, when Chief Justice Roger Taney and his fellow jurists, all white, wealthy, slaveholders, and supporters of slavery, issued their infamous 1857 Dred Scott decision, just 3 years before the beginning of the American Civil War. The legal issue was over Dred Scott, a slave, who claimed that he was free because he traveled to a free state. United States Supreme Court slaveholders ruled a Black man has no rights that a white man is bound to respect. Further, the court restated the sentiment of the Constitution that Black people were property, equal to field animals, and as property, the owner of the property held the rights, not the Black man. Even though the court professed to be objective, fair, and honorable, how could slaveholding jurors make a just decision? Although the conflict of interest of the justices was clear and their decision was not neutral, the Supreme Court was within the parameters of the law, because at that time, nothing within the Constitution gave rights to black people. The Dred Scott decision had far-reaching effects, and it has never been overturned. The sentiment of that decision, that a black man has no rights a white man is bound to respect, is infused in the culture. It is on display today in many ways, including the numerous conflicts between law enforcement and the black community. Now, I don't know about you, but how, that's just how God works, right? I'm just going through the questions day by day, and we land on this. That the decision that a black man has no rights, a white person a man is bound to respect. It's infused in the culture. So for many of us who might not understand, and then here's the thing, there's some people who are just doing stuff just to do stuff because they don't have nothing else to do. But there are some people who are understanding, man, this is, when we talk about systemic, that's what we're talking about. That's really what we're talking about, that since the foundation of this society has been established, the black man has had no rights that a white man was bound to respect within the law, within the construct or the social construct, within what has been written, right? And then we go through, the Bible says it is written, right? So the things that are written down, as far as policy, as far as, whatever's written in all these different Bill of Rights and the Constitution, all these things, it's infused in the culture. So although we may not have been alive when the documents was written, it's been infused in the culture. Whether you're black, white, don't matter. It's been infused in the culture. It's on display today in many ways, including the numerous conflicts between law enforcement and the black community. So for those that may not know, you may not even know why you're doing what you're doing. You just know you want something to change. Well, this is why political education, and this is why this book itself is so profound, because hopefully it helps us to understand why. And I think that, as people, when we have a why behind it, like a true understanding, not just, it's not right. That's not enough. I mean, that's a start, but that's not enough. We got to go deeper into, okay, well, why isn't it right? And what makes it not right from the standpoint of what's been established? And then we can actually begin to attack what? Attack the root, not the fruit. We can begin to attack the root and not just the fruit. What's going on with you, Keith? How are you, man? Thanks so much for joining. Absolutely. Right? Yeah, I know you're saying probably, what's up, brother? So at any rate, that's our political piece this morning. Oh, my goodness. And we're going to finish this up tomorrow. I mean, I just a little bit more to this, but I want to spend some time in this question. Does the United States Supreme Court have the constitutional power to override Congress in black civil rights issues? Dr. Claude Anderson, again, I think has written a wonderful book that is part of his legacy that he leaves for people to come and read at any point in time to hopefully get an insight from his perspective and some better understanding as it relates to this thing we call history. And this particular book is a lot of civil or political history that we have. So shout out to Dr. Claude Anderson, again, one of the great minds that we have of the day, who continues to put out content that's relevant and that we can use to make real change in our world. Make real change in our world. Power to all people. Absolutely. Okay, Keith, that's what I'm talking about. Power to all people. Absolutely. So that's the Black History Reader. So guys, we are going, let's see here. Let's see if anything happened yesterday that I want to take a look at. I don't know. I haven't really taken a look at the market today. We'll take a look here. Then we'll get into the richest man in Babylon in the fourth cure. The fourth cure for a lean purse. I'll take a look here at the market real quick for you and see if we got some news that you can use as we move forward in the market. So this is interesting here. And this is why I say that I tell people that you really can't, if you're following the news, you're behind. Because here's the deal. Of course, for those that's been following us for a while, who's been watching this show, who's a part of BBC, this is why I say you want to be in front of the bus. Because look how late the news is. Hints of a turnaround. Trains, planes, and trucks rebounding. That's good for the United States economy, right? So they're rebounding, right? But this is they're reflecting news. Their news is a reaction to what has happened, versus being proactive and actually giving you news that you can use ahead of time. So for us that's been seeing this, saying, man, who did? It's hard not. It's pretty obvious, right? And to me, it's pretty obvious. But the rebound was bound to happen, is that not true? Everybody putting down on rebound. The rebound was bound to happen. The economy is going to open back up. Coronavirus, I guess it's just disappeared. I'm not quite sure. I don't know what happened to it. It just don't seem to be doing much. I don't know. Still around, maybe. I don't know. But the city is opening back up. That was bound to happen. People are going to start flying again or traveling again. That was bound to happen. Logistics as far as trains and trucks and getting stuff around as far as the transportation of stuff, that was bound to happen. So all this stuff was bound to happen. But you're getting news after it has already happened. You see what I'm saying? So again, getting to the space where we learn how to interpret the news and we actually make decisions ahead of time is actually what helps us to actually build wealth with the flow of money coming back into the market. This is why we keep looking at it. Because although there's stuff that's going on in the economy, although there's protests and riots and the pandemic and all this stuff, money don't sleep. It keeps moving. And if you don't pay attention to it, and we didn't have the show or whatever methods that you use to follow some of this stuff, then you be lost in the sauce just like everybody else. And we live in a society called capitalism, and it's about acquiring capital. And I'm just telling people, and until that becomes a mindset of yours, that you're gonna participate in the society in which you live until you can change it. Now we can change it. I mean, it can be changed, but until that time, it's capitalism, which is the art or the ism of acquiring capital. That's the name of the game. That's the name of the game of the society that we live in. Now, you can be a socialist all you want. You can say, no, I'm not going to worry about getting no money. I just want to change things, kumbaya, all that good stuff. But that's not the society in which you live in. The name of the game in a capitalistic society, or in capitalism, which is free enterprise, which simply means that you have an opportunity to do it, is to the acquisition of capital. And those who don't have. Those that do have everything in this society. Now we can't talk about your soul and what you do for humankind, humankind and all that stuff. But as it relates to this society, the name of the game is capitalism, which is the art or the science of acquiring capital or money and the power. Get the money, you get the power. All right. This is why, again, in our society, and especially in the Black community, this is why the people that have the money, the entertainers and the athletes, and those become the ones that become the voice for the community. Doesn't mean that they're smart. Doesn't mean they got our best interest at heart. It just means that they just happen to be the ones that's got the money. Go figure. All right. As nationwide protests continue, Walmart removes firearms and ammunition from some stores. And you guys have probably been seeing as well that stores have been closing earlier. This has no effect on money, by the way. I mean, it just really doesn't. But what is happening is that corporations are starting to play damage control with their letters, with their, here's what we're doing, and here's our words of support, all this stuff, man. Listen. They are skilled in the art of negotiation. They've been doing this for years. They know what to say, right, to calm the nerves of people who are basically leaderless. If you think about it, they're leaderless. They're following just something. Like, oh, black out there, let's follow that. Oh, whatever, June 7th, we're not going to spend. Okay, let's follow that. They're just leaderless people who are looking for something to do. No strategy at all. No strategy at all. Let's go bank black. Okay, let me tell you something about banking black, by the way. I want to talk about that for a second. Let me tell you something about banking black. It's going to offend some people, but I don't care. Banking black, right? Yeah, get some land. Banking black. Banking black, as some people think that's something. To me, it's the equivalent if you choose to do bank black versus go to a white bank, if that's what your choice is. To me, it's the equivalent of going to a black church versus a white church. Same master. Same master. No different to me. You're serving the same master. You're just choosing, just choosing that it has a black face versus a white face. It's no different to me. But of course, you got people who don't know nothing about money, who have not studied the financial, institution or the financial system that's been developed, and they keep pushing the envelope, which is cool. I mean, now here's what would be great. If you did decide to buy bank black, and you also decided that you were going to own some of the institutions that you banked in, and i.e., if I'm going to bank Citizens Trust, and Citizens Trust is actually a publicly owned company that I could also own stock in that bank, I would say hell yeah. Because guess what? If we're going to push all of this money into this black bank, which is white controlled, same master, but yet I own some of that bank. So as money comes in, I'm participating in their profits. It's about ownership, not just about where you do business. Let me say that again for the people in the back. It's about ownership, not just where you do business. And see, here's the thing, black people or anybody else, it doesn't matter. You can decide to do business or shop or buy wherever you decide to do. Showing your support, great. But what I'm beginning to understand and see is that it's much better to shop where you own. So I have no problem going to Home Depot. You know why? Because I own some Home Depot. And Home Depot is all throughout our community. So why not own some of that great company that's in all of our communities? I'm just saying. So when you start to have a different feeling about things when you get into ownership. I own some of this stuff over here. Now it's great that the bank is run by black people. It's the same system. No difference. Steady systems. Now, in the book, it says this. It says, we wage not against flesh and blood, but against what? Principalities and systems. We're trying to fight people. We need to be fighting what? The system. Everybody putting guys on the system. Trying to fight people. When we really should be fighting the system, spirits, principalities, system. All right, let's keep going. Woo! Land is power. Yeah, owning some land is powerful as well. That's actually a great asset. Assets are powerful. It could be land. It could be a lot of different types of assets that you own. Asset accumulation is actually power leads to wealth. Land is one of those assets to acquire for power. So look at all this political stuff. Right? Wendy shows support for Black Lives Matter political stuff. I don't see anything. AFC stands for doubt it can remain in business. Okay. New York staff vote on publication of Tom Cotton, whatever that is. Facebook's early employees say inaction as whatever. From political Snapchat to stop promoting Trump after commercial posts. Okay. Political. All this political stuff. Anyway, let me see if we can get to some money. All right, so here we have your, again, the market was, this is the third day in a row that the market has been good. That you probably, if those that are investors, you've probably seen your accounts continue to increase. The third straight day of some good increase as the turnaround or as the rebound, which we've been talking about for quite some time, seems to be upon us, maybe, possibly. There'll be hiccups along the road, but nonetheless, now look at this. DraftKings Looks like we're going to be having, the football or whatever, all the live sports are going to be returning soon. So those that are, into watching those sports and betting on sports and all that stuff, that seems to be something that's coming back. Simon Property Group is a group of that owns retail locations and malls all across the country. Look at that. They were up 14% yesterday. That's a telltale sign that people are opening up and going back into the stores, retail stores, stuff like that. Look at Boeing, up 13% yesterday. Gap and Hanes Brand, all these retail locations were up big yesterday. So we're starting to see a shift take place as, and this is just one day, but we want to start looking at trends over time. We have, pretty much now what's going to also happen is as this stuff opens back up, anybody want to have any idea what when retail, travel, retail travel, which would be airlines, logistics, which would be freight, when this stuff really gets back to, let's just say, the new normal, anybody want to have any idea what's going to happen to gold? Any idea? What do you think is going to happen to gold? This thing that we continue to say is just so very valuable. What do you think is going to happen to gold as we have the rebound taking place? System, not flesh and blood, principalities and power, aka the system. Yeah, thanks so much, Carl. I knew I had it. I couldn't get it all out. What do you think is going to happen to gold? Because here's what happened. Because think about it for a second, right? So when all hell was breaking loose, when the world was crashing or falling, when stocks were down and when companies were not, didn't have the best earnings and all this stuff, here come all your gold supporters. Yes, this is why you need to own gold. Yes, carrot bars. Yes, man, gold is real wealth. Yes, gold, right? And then it push the price of gold up to 1,700. Well, for all of you commodity traders or anything like that, well, when the things start turning around, guess what's going to happen to gold? It's going to go down. The price of gold is going to go down because it's going to lose value because people are going to be putting their money back into the market. There's a converse effect that happens there. See, gold is a defensive play. But right now, people are starting to play what? Offense. It's time to play offense. It's time to try to go score some touchdowns. Okay, it's time to try to hit these home runs. I mean, I played defense long enough. I kept my account at bay. I made some minor adjustments along the way. That was my defense. I kept them from scoring. But now it's time to play some offense. Now it's time to get aggressive. Now's the time. Well, it's been the time, right? Of course, for those that are reactionary, you're probably just catching up. Right? So gold's going to go down. That's what's going to happen. Just letting you know. Okay? Now, of course, the people who are all for gold and all that stuff, they're not going to agree with me. They're saying, no. Okay, well, we'll see. Okay? Let me know how that works out for you. Ooh, Lord. See, I'm unbiased in this stuff. I just read this. I said, I'm not biased to any of this stuff. I don't care. I mean, if gold is what's going to help me get rich, I'll go with gold. But I don't think it's going to be moving up any higher, much higher, much longer. Look at this. You guys remember? Look at it. This is what I'm talking about. Look at this. The emotion that's driving the market. The fear and greed index. A month ago, right? We were in fear, right? The still driving prices down, selling stuff off at a 44 a month ago, 30 days ago. Now we are into greed, pushing prices of stocks, pushing prices of assets higher and higher. And so for those that established positions, while there was fear in the land, you're going to be smiling all the way to the bank. It's simply being greedy when others are fearful, put you in a position to smile at the bank when others get greedy. Aren't you so glad you got a teacher? Absolutely. All right, that's what we got, man, for our stock market piece, our money piece. We have money and the power, and we're going to keep talking about money as we continue to learn about managing money, going through The Richest Man in Babylon. Again, this is a financial book that helped me to go from being a financial zero to a financial hero. I have recommended this book for the past 5 years. For those who hear my recommendation, about 5% actually go get it, and then another 5% actually read it. And I say, you know, it's cool. You got the book. Maybe it looks good on your shelf, but until you actually apply these things, it makes no difference. But nonetheless, we are into our fourth cure. All right, so we're going through the 7 cures for a lean person, 7 cures for a broke bank account, 7 cures for a hole in your wallet. 7 cures, it simply means remedies. 7 cures means medicine. 7 cures means solutions to help you fix the money problem. And I found that if you fix the money problem, a lot of other problems start to disappear because you can afford to pay for your health, right? And to get healthy or whatever the case may be. You can afford to do some of the things that you've had to neglect doing because you didn't have the money problem fixed. You can get out of debt when you fix the money problem, right? You can build wealth when you fix the money problem. You can retain some relationships when you fix the money problem. Now, probably, you know, they say more money, more problem. But one of the biggest problems is only that people are going to ask you for the money that you got. Then you got to have discernment on who to support and who to not. But then also, you fix the money problem. You can buy politicians. You fix the money problem. You can establish your own protection. You fix the money problem. Okay. Right? Fix the money problem. So our fourth cure. So our first cure, and this is Arcad, the richest man of Babylon. He's teaching in the Temple of Learning. The king or the president at the time had called him in because he had amassed a lot of wealth, and they was like, "How is it that you're doing this and nobody else could?" He said, "Man, teach the people." He said, "Okay, I have no problem teaching the people," because he probably knew that only a few was going to listen anyway. But nonetheless, he was teaching the people, brought 100 men into the Temple of Learning. Understand, you got to learn before you can earn. You got to learn before you can build. You got to learn first. And then he started to talk to them about, okay, here's what I did, and here's what I've learned works. Now, this is advice. Advice still falls on the ears of free will people. They can choose to follow the advice of a rich man. They can choose to listen to rich dad, or they can choose to continue to listen to poor dad. Totally up to them. So his first lesson that he taught them was first, if you want to fix the money problem, you're going to have to discipline yourself. You got to discipline yourself to pay yourself first, 10% of everything that comes to your hand, understanding that the principle was a part of all that I earn is mine to keep. Why do you keep paying everybody else, but you don't pay the most valuable person? You don't pay the golden goose, which is you, who brings in the income. So pay yourself 10% and then learn how to live off the rest. Live off of 90% of your income, and you'll begin to build up your savings that can then help you to build wealth. The second cure, they said, after you disciplined yourself to pay yourself first and to spend no more than 90% of your income, that means, in other words, you're going to have to adjust your lifestyle. Everybody put it down, so adjust my lifestyle. You're going to have to adjust your lifestyle. You might have to cut some stuff off for a little while. Because here's a beautiful thing. Later on, you're going to be able to afford whatever anyway. So that TV ain't going to be, that cable ain't going to be as important as it is, you know, as important anymore. Because you're fixing the money problem in your life. The second cure, he said, man, you're gonna have to learn some self-control. You gotta control your expenses. Right? Your expenses is what really cost you the most. Right? You got money coming in, you know how much money you make, but you don't know how much money you spend. That's a problem. That's a problem. So you're gonna need to learn how to control your expenses so you can stay within your budget of 90%. Self-control leads to control of your money. And then he said, well, you know what? After you have debated, you listened, you debated, and you discussed, and you find that these things are true, or these things are real, that these things are valid. Next thing I want you to learn how to do, you got to learn how to make your money multiply. You got money sitting over here in your savings account. You controlled your expenses, so you're not spending more than you should. You're acting your wage. Right? You no longer go off and spend all this money in one day that it took you 3 weeks to make. Okay? Now you got money that's piling up over here, and I want you to go out and I want you to employ your money. I want you to make your money, learn how to make your money work for you. He said, man, if you learn how to do this, you'll be earning money whether you work or you travel. In other words, whether you get up, whether you make money in your sleep, whether you go to work or not, whether you travel across the world, you'll still be having income coming in. He thought about learning how to earn or learning how to multiply your money, or about putting down some multiply. So then he said, okay, well, now y'all got that down. You got some self-control. I mean, you got some discipline. You've worked on your self-control. And then now you've learned one of the magical things is how to multiply your money through multiple streams of income that continuously flow, that you have some that are active and some that are passive. And they just keep coming in and keep coming in and keep coming in. You learn how to multiply your money. Here's the fourth cure for a lean purse. The fourth cure for a broke bank account. The fourth cure to fix the money problem. Now that you are building wealth, you got to learn how to protect your wealth. Guard your money from loss. This is the fourth cure. Guard your money from loss. Let's find out what he has, the richest man in Babylon has, the lesson that he has for us here today on the Money and Power Show. So, guard your money from loss or protect your wealth. Misfortune loves a shining mark. Gold in a man's purse must be guarded with firmness, else it be lost. Thus, it is wise that we must first secure small amounts and learn to protect them before the gods entrust us with larger. If you are, what's the verse in the Bible? If you can manage a little, then you'll be entrusted with more, something like that. Right? He said, man, it is wise to first secure small amounts and learn to protect them. Get them and learn how to protect them before the gods, will entrust you with more. So it's something to say about a person that knows how to protect wealth. He's trusted to then be given more to manage because he can protect that which he has been given. So spake Arcad upon the fourth day of his class. He said, every owner of gold or money is tempted by opportunities whereby it would seem that he could make large sums by its investment in most plausible projects. Often friends and relatives are eagerly entering such investment and urge you to follow. He just said, man, you got to watch out for your friends and your relatives. He basically just said, you got to watch out for the broke folk in your life. Now, notice this. These opportunities that he's talking about, the reason why he has to talk about this is because these are men who have not gotten much money in their life, haven't acquired or accumulated much money in their life. And these are the type of things that when they say more money, more problems, that they're talking about, because you don't even experience these type of opportunities until you get money. And then when you have money, now these kind of opportunities come in front of you through your friends and your family because they ain't got no money. And they're trying to bring you into their bright ideas, right? Because they're trying to actually accumulate a whole bunch real fast when you've been working diligently over time to build your wealth. And they're like, man, I found, ooh, this is the one. Oh, this is the one that's going to get us rich. You're like, what do you mean going to get us rich? I'm already kind of doing well myself. Why am I listening to you? He's basically saying, don't listen to broke folk. Don't listen to broke folk. There you go, so Carl. If you're faithful, that's somebody. I know I got some friends. If you're faithful in the little, you'll be trusted with more. How many guys can say that you've been faithful when it comes to your money? When it comes to the little bit that you got, if it is little or the lot that you have, if it's a lot, have you been faithful in the little? So God himself or the universe itself can trust you with more. So he said, man, listen, every owner of money, when you got money, you're going to be tempted by opportunities whereby it would seem that you could make large sums. This is where our eyes get big, like, ooh, you try to get rich fast. Let's do that. And it's plausible projects. He said, often friends, these are friends, often your relatives are eagerly entering into such investments and urge you to follow. This first sound principle of investment is security of thy principal. It is wise to be intrigued. Is it wise to be intrigued by larger earnings when your principal may be lost? I say not. The penalty of risk is probable loss. Study carefully. Everybody put in console, study carefully. Study carefully before parting with your treasure. Each assurance that it may be safely reclaimed. Be not misled by thine own romantic desires to make wealth rapidly. Study carefully. Now, I'm sure all of us have been in positions where we paid some stupid tax. We didn't know no better. We was like, okay, we're going to try. This is what we're going to try. We're going to give you a chance. And it's typically been with people who have not proven that they can actually, live up to what they're talking about. Matter of fact, I thought about this brother because this brother came to me. He came to me because he's happy. This is a guy who's supposed to be like this financial person, right? He wants to be a financial educator. He wants to teach people about money. He came to me, not recently. And it was like, hey, I'm down on my luck. I got family. I really need some help. Can I borrow some money? And I'll pay you back on Thursday. I was like, yeah, right. You're going to pay me back. So I said, no, I don't really do the whole payback thing because that just kills relationships. I mean, because if you ain't got it today, you probably ain't going to have it Thursday. And if you do have it on Thursday, you're probably not going to be able to give it back to me because you still need to take care of whatever you need to take care of. That's probably why you're in the position that you're in right now. So anyway, so I just told him, man, listen, I'll help you with what I can. I don't really do the whole payback thing because that kills relationships. Here's what I can help you with. Boom, bam. If you pay it back or whatever you do in the future, pay it forward, do whatever. God bless you. I just did an offering. You know what I'm saying? Before God said, man, help the poor people. I just help the poor people. Right? But I've studied carefully over time, and I know the difference between somebody who's just down on their luck, as in like they normally are doing very well. Life just hit them real quick, and they got the bounce back ability. They'll be back up and running in no time. I know that type of spirit. Versus, I'm always broke. But now I got a bright idea or whatever the case may be. You have not shown in your character that you can manage or honor or anything. Now, I think this was a week ago or something like that. Lo and behold, I ain't heard from the brother. As a matter of fact, I didn't hear from the brother before, until he just needed something. And then I ain't heard back from him since. But it's okay because that was not money that I could not afford to lose. And it wasn't really a loss. It was just like, hey, I'm just doing what God told me to do. A gift. Yes, a gift. It was a gift. Right? But I want to read this again. The first sound principle of investment is security for that principle. So the first rule, don't lose money. Everybody put it in the comments below. The first rule is don't lose money. Right? Study careful. Study, show yourself approved, man. Good one, man. Yeah, absolutely. All this stuff is in the Bible. That's why I said, like, the first book is the Bible. The first financial book that someone really, if they this was, let me just say this for a second, especially to Christians or whoever, to complain about what's not being taught in school when you don't read the Bible. And it's the greatest financial education book ever written. I think that's ludicrous. Because you could be teaching in your home from what you read. But guess what? You won't read it. And then you get mad at me because I tell you the truth. Let me say that again. Because I think the people in the way back, that's back there on the mountaintop and that's down there in the valley low, who's still complaining about what someone isn't doing for you, what you could be doing for yourself, especially if you consider yourself to be a Christian, especially if you go to church every week, especially if every week you still don't read the book. That's one of the greatest financial education books ever written. But yet you complain about what someone else isn't teaching your kids when you won't teach them yourself. And it's in the book that you profess to follow. Doesn't make any sense. Now Carlton is helping me out. Now we get this. We like, this is in the book. It's the same stuff that's in the book. You're not going to hear from, probably not, man. Hey, don't loan what you can't afford to give away, right? Don't lose money. What's going on with you, Siobhan? Still waiting on you to join the Black Billionaire Club. Still waiting. We patiently wait. Patiently. So the first time principle of investment security or principle is it wise to be intrigued by larger earnings when your principal may be lost? I say not. The penalty of risk is probable loss. Listen to that. Because some of us say, man, you know what? If the higher the risk, the higher the potential for reward. That's true. But the penalty of risk is probable loss. So when I teach, as it relates to, building a portfolio or, investing and things like that we do in the Black Billionaires Club, I'm teaching from the principle of from sound principle. Now, some want to go beyond sound principle. I had a lady hit me up yesterday and say, hey, what do you think about this? I'm thinking about getting an options trade and all that stuff. Hey, that's great. If that's what you want to do, go right ahead. I just have not found many that are doing better with their options trading or whatever than I've been doing with investing. But hey, I get it. It's like a rush. It's like, hey, it's like a game. You don't want to play all day long. Okay, play around, have some good fun. Hopefully it works out for you. I want you to do well. I do. I just have not found many. Not that saying there's not any. I just haven't found many that do better with all this trading that they're doing, because they typically tell you about their gains, but they never talk about their losses. And how many people know there's been a whole bunch of losses because they still have been shorting America? And America over the past 3 days, over the past week, over the past month has been going up. And they still shorting. That would be a loss. So don't get enamored by large returns, because typically these people won't talk about their large losses. Think about it for a second. Let's talk about Tim Sykes for a second. Hey, he's probably done very well. He's a millionaire. Have you ever heard him talk about some of the worst mistakes that he made? And he's doing penny trade or penny stocks and stuff like that. Have you ever heard him talk about, man, I lost $500,000 on this bad bet? You ever heard that? No. You'll never hear it. But because he's got some YouTube, he's been on all the stations, and because he continues to promote on YouTube, and he's got a couple newsletters, he's done fairly well for himself. What I'm saying is, you'll never hear about their bad decisions or bad beats. Never hear about it. First sound principle of investment is the security of your principal. Is it wise to be intrigued by larger earnings when the principal may be lost? I say not. The penalty of risk is probable loss. You got to ask yourself, man, is it? I'm probably going to lose this money if I do this. And I think many of us, we've had that, because intuition, because God himself say, you're about to lose some money. How many guys have done something? Matter of fact, how many guys have done something? Whether it be some investment, whether it be you try to acquire something, whether it believe you believe in someone else's ability or whatever the case may be, and before you did it, before you gave the money to your sister or whatever, before you did it, in your mind you was like, yeah, I'm probably not going to see this money again. You didn't listen. Like your inner woman or your inner man was like, yeah, you're not gonna see that money again. And you did it anyway. I think we've all done that, right? Your inner voice spoke to you. Because you kept thinking about it. You kept, well, should I do this? I don't know. Let me call a few people. I don't know. And you already knew you weren't going to see that money again. But of course, the person who wants the money or needs the money or whatever, They're always begging for it, right? Oh man, I really need your help. Can you really help me out? Blah, 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 blah. They keep coming at you. Then as soon as they get it, you never hear from you. Like, dang, before you needed the money, you was calling me every day, checking to see, right? I got somebody right now who need a comforter set. Now, I don't really want to do comforter sets. I'm done with comforter sets. But every day she called me like, did you get the comforters? I'm like, I don't really want to do. I do what I do, right? You know, and I have a hard time just telling us, listen, go find your own comforter sets. I don't really do. I ain't got time for no comforter sets at this point. I'm dealing with it too. I'm a work in progress. I ain't gonna act like I'm perfect. I need to tell her today, listen, I don't know what we're gonna do about them comforter sets. You're gonna have to go figure that out on your own. Don't come to me no more for no comforter sets because that ain't what I do. Right? Oh, he said, I have many times, huh, Mr. Freeman? I done did it many times. I used to play the numbers, so I've definitely been, yeah, you said, ooh, let me 901. I'm probably not going to see this money again, but let's play it anyway. Woo! Hey, man, that's what we do, man. The richest man in Babylon, fourth Q will guard your money from loss. We'll finish this lesson up tomorrow for Financial Friday. In the comments below, I'd like for you to share something that you learned today, right? Something that you learned today, your pineapple moment. I mean, we've gone through a political piece from Dr. Claude Anderson. We've had our money section where we looked at the market and the rebound. We've also gone through The Richest Man in Babylon, one of the greatest financial books ever written to help us fix our money. Surely, you've learned something today. In the comments below, I'd like for you to share, I'd like you to answer this question in the comments below. Was this worth your time and why? Free financial education. Most people simply aren't looking to learn about money. That's why they're not here. But when they wake up and say, you know what, money is major, it's important, I should learn it, or at least I should get my children in front of a place where they can learn it, and we got plenty of resources to learn it, that's when they'll show up. We'll still be here whenever they get here. What's something that you learned today? The reason why you say, man, this was worth my time. I told you I was going to laugh today and we were going to learn today. Hopefully, I was able to honor my position. That's right. Hopefully, I was able to honor my position. Man, that political piece was strong, man. We're going to finish that up tomorrow, too. Oh, my goodness, that was strong. I was like, oh, Lord, this is good stuff, Dr. Claude Anderson. Always worth your time, Brother Carlson, man. Appreciate your support. Anybody else, man, here today on the Money and Power Show to begin to wrap this thing up, man. Wrap this thing up. Of course, I'm your host, ERGJ again. You can check out our website as we are promoting Black-owned businesses at www.theblackbazaar.com. You can pick up the book, The Black Billionaires Club. We're beginning to work on book number 2 at www.theblackbillionairesclub.com. While you're there, you can choose to join our club. Yeah, we're going to be meeting tonight. We're going to do Teach Me How to Profit training to help with sales and marketing of our businesses so we can acquire more customers and we can sell more stuff and we can acquire more capital. Yeah, we'll be working on that tonight. And if you are not a part of a club that's helping you to do that, why not? Great question to ask. Why not? Great question to ask. Man, Carl said, man, Bible says money answers all things. I got some big questions. Absolutely. I got some big questions, man. Well, I'm your host, ERGJ, and I want you guys to remember this, that it takes a village. It starts right here. It starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, beautiful people. Matter of fact, we all we need. And thank God, that's more than enough. Until next episode, it's time to get up, to get out, and go get something. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
The new Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We'll see you all there at the next episode of The New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street.